Yo, what's happening, everybody? Welcome to another OverCast podcast by your people at Save Point. I am yours truly, DC Black, along with SP Crash,
Yo, yo.
Yume,
What up? What up?
and we have a special guest this evening. We want to welcome the one and only Show Your Love for Photanima.
Hey, how you doing?
Once again, this is why we need the soundboard. It'll get there. It'll get there. Eventually, guys. It'll get there.
I think I got it covered.
All right. Well,
All right. So, we want to go ahead. We want to first off say Happy New Year to all our listeners.
welcome back.
Welcome back for sure. We want to come back strong and in the game. And speaking of in the game, we got a beta coming out this weekend. Not just your average beta. No. Now, Photanima, could you tell us what beta is coming out?
Oh, snap. You put me on the spot like that?
Absolutely.
Well,
Absolutely.
we got Dragon Ball Fighterz is coming out. Oh my gosh. I'm excited.
It's time to catch some fades.
So for everybody who missed the first beta that obviously nobody was invited to, but everybody seemed to have footage of.
Right?
We finally actually get a chance to play this game that we've been waiting so patiently for.
So.
Hey, but what's interesting though is it's almost like they let Capcom come out with Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, and they was like, okay, I see y'all screwed the pooch this time. Let me show you the proper way to do a versus game.
I'm just saying, in the previous podcast, I made the comment that once Fighter comes out, I have a strong feeling that everybody is going to end up abandoning Marvel. And everybody has already abandoned Marvel to a degree. Like, the game is literally in a state of death right now.
It's in limbo.
It is literally in that
No,
spot.
that junk on life support.
Oh.
Super life support. And it's sad because, like I said before, the game isn't terrible. But they've literally got to the point where they found out how the game is going to be broken now. And with no fixes really seeming like it's going to be in sight after they did the whole thing where they nerfed Dante, and Dante is still like absolutely crushing the game right now.
Yeah, Dante at this point is literally God tier.
So, a lot of stuff.
And
I'm not shocked,
no.
though.
And not to be talking about this awful game too much, but they castrated my character, Dormammu. Straight up castrated this man.
Well, Dormammu needed it. Like, he was literally the character that you really didn't need anybody else on your team. You just pick a character and you pick Dormammu. It's like Virgil. You pick a character, or Doctor Doom.
You picked Dormammu and then his fanboys?
So, with that being said, let's talk about fighters. Now, Photanima, I just got a couple questions for you and everything. What are some, and because we've seen this quote unquote mysterious footage that a bunch of people had, but nobody knew that it was, that it was having people play it. What are some of your thoughts based off of the videos you've seen of people playing the beta?
This game is just gorgeous, first of all. Do you see these graphics?
Oh no, I saw the graphics. It's almost like I could see the spores.
Oh my gosh. But anyway, some of my thoughts. Okay. This game, you know what? I can't put my thoughts into words. I'm too excited about everything with it. I really love, based off of the gameplay that I've seen, I really love the tag team feature and all that. And I love that the battle continues even when one character dies. I mean, I'm not an expert on fighting games at all. Honestly, this is going to be my first actual, what do you call it, tournament fighter game in a while. I haven't played since Street Fighter Alpha 3. So I'm woo, full of dust, right? Anyway, I think it's really awesome that you can keep going after you knock down another character. I mean, it gives opportunity to turn the tides, right? You can also, if you're losing in the beginning, man, you might come out at the end, and it's really freaking sweet that we have that kind of opportunity instead of just, oh, you one character died, well, that's it for you. I also love how each character has a unique combo string. Like, I love that. Versus, let's, okay, I'm about to put this game on Xenoverse 2, Xenoverse, come on. Everybody had, like, the similar, combat style, but here in Fighters, everybody is freaking unique. I mean, did you see Nappa? I was like, I'm not about to play with Nappa. Then I saw his combos. I'm like, wait a minute.
See, now that's kind of, I do like the combo strings. I do agree with you there, but I can't use the comparison of Xenoverse and Xenoverse 2 because Xenoverse and Xenoverse 2, I don't look at them as like a fighter game.
Right, they're like RPGs.
Right. So to be fair, I kind of expected their combo strings to basically be real basic.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So yes. I mean, so I won't be too hard on Xenoverse and Xenoverse.
Well, how about we take it not to cut you off, how about we take it a step back with another Dragon Ball Z game, like Budokai and Budokai Tenkaichi 3. Like, well, not just Tenkaichi 3, which was the best, can I say that? But each character still had similar combo strings with those games versus this. And those are more fighting games.
I can work with you on that one. Now that is a proper argument. But so let's hear from you, May. What you thinking? What's your thought?
So I'm thinking of sleepless nights with this game. So like you already know 12 o'clock is going down. Like, I don't care. Basically, I'm just trying. I'm in a mindset where I'm really just trying to figure out my team comps. Like, honestly, you look at the game and you already know who you want to play with based off of who you really like. I mean,
well, since you said that, who's gonna be the one person that's gonna be on your team, or do you have a whole team already?
I don't think I have a whole squad just yet. I know for a fact that I'm going to be using Adult Gohan, like, hands down. It's like he's my favorite, and then it's like right up under Adult Gohan, it's going to be 18 right off the bat, 18/17. So
yeah, because you basically got if you pick 18, you basically got both of them. So
I'm basically feeling like 18 is probably going to take point, and then Adult Gohan is probably going to be my ender. Who's in between? I don't know yet.
Krillin with the sister bean. Oh,
I'm thinking it. You know what I'm saying?
Sister bean.
And those missiles he be throwing when he run out of beans, I'm favoring them a lot. So
okay.
That Destructo disc though, like the 5 one, oh my gosh.
Which is down to a T, and that's why I really want to love this game. Like, I love it, and I haven't even touched it yet. But I really want to be hands-on on this game so bad because they have did so much to the T that I love. Like, it's like you can smell it and you just be like, yes. And I don't know. I'm hungry for this game, man. Like, it's Persona 5 all over again. So
we've been dreaming of this game.
Now, Photanima, do you have a squad already?
Oh,
what click you running, cuz?
I have 3 potential squads. Mm-hmm.
Oh, so you got 3 clicks you claim. All right.
West City all day, I
got Team Pepto Bismol. I'm gonna tell you who it is. All right, yeah. So it's the pink peoples, right? We got Kid Buu, Fat Buu, and we got Goku Black Rose. Yeah. So that's Team Pepto Bismol. You gonna get this medicine right. All right. So then I got Team Barney. That's Captain Ginyu. Because the whole Ginyu. Hold on, Ginyu with the whole squad though. That's freaking impressive. I'm sorry. I'm like, how are you guys going to make this work And they did. They're making it
And
work.
they gave you Ginyu, yeah.
You get the whole team.
They gave you the whole force.
That's so awesome.
That is sweet.
Like, that's so cool. Like, when I saw the breakdown for it, I was like, what?
Body switch and all.
You know what
That's what I was scared. I was like, are they really going to do the body switch? Well, how are they going to do the body switch? They showed you how they did the body switch, and it's like, I accept.
I love it. And you have to have the body switch with Ginyu. They did not cut corners. It's like, nope, this unique character needs this freaking attack. That's his signature move. So that's what I love about it. But anyway, yeah, so Team Barney, who was it? It was Ginyu, Hit, and Beerus. Gotta have my boy Beerus. I love Beerus.
Okay.
And then I had another team, but I'm gonna leave that to myself.
Okay.
But 18
Crash,
somewhere.
what about you? Okay, Crash, what's your thoughts?
On which portion? Because we talked about a lot just a minute ago.
Well, I want to just get your initial thoughts about what you think about the beta, and like what's your squad, what clique you claiming?
Okay, gotcha. So
The city.
I have been waiting for this beta for a while. As someone who plays a lot of fighting games, I've been following and looking at all the gameplay and trying to really, really compare it to other fighting games. I've been playing a lot of anime style fighters to try to get into shape for it. You know, trying to kind of move my brain away from like 3D fighters because I've been playing a lot of Tekken 2. But yeah, one of the major things that I already feel like is going to be I don't know how I'm going to handle this yet is I've actually looked up the control scheme. So I already knew the game was going to be like a light, medium, heavy special type of game, which is like very, very much Marvel 3 style. And I was like, okay, I'll instantly just play with an arcade stick. It'll feel right at home, and then you have your assist button, stuff like that. That makes perfect sense. Until I found out that they gave the charging, as in like the dashing to your opponent, as a button by itself.
Yep.
And I'm really, really wondering, is it just a button by itself, or is it like a combination of two other buttons? Because based off of that, so it is just its own button by itself?
From what I've seen, from what people have said, it is just a button by itself.
So this is going to cause a little bit of a problem. So while I know I could deal with it with an arcade stick, I feel like it's going to be very, very weird depending on which button I put it to. So I'm
kind of thinking you probably gonna spend a little bit of time at least, instead of learning characters, actually trying to get your buttons right.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to, but I will say for the beta, I'm probably going to at least try with both the arcade stick and the controller, just to see which one I lean more towards. Because oddly enough, with anime 2D fighters, I heavily lean towards using a controller instead of an arcade stick, which is a little odd. But for this one, I was actually like, let me go ahead and use the arcade stick. Now I'm kind of back conflicted. So,
I believe.
But other than that, I'm actually, just really, really just waiting. Apparently they act like, it'll be available at midnight. So I'm actually trying to look up stuff to find out when can we actually preload this game, because I'm totally going to leave my PS4 home on while I'm away. And then once I figure out how to do it, I'm definitely downloading it while I'm out. That way, once I actually get home, I can just jump right into it. And it's
apparently it's supposed to be like, I think the beta is supposed to be like 4 or 5 gigs. So
yeah, that's not bad.
That's not bad. I didn't expect it to be a lot, especially since it's just like so many characters. Because it's like
that's what I'm saying. So it's like, like while you're away, it'll download in no time.
Yeah,
right.
Like you're guaranteed to get home and not see the downloading screen.
Yeah,
right.
Because my heart would be broken if I saw that. I'm like, what?
Now I'll say this: one thing that I do think that is interesting with this game, though, is just like how diverse the characters are, which I like. I like the diversity in game style of the characters. It kind of made me nervous when they included adult Gohan and teen Gohan in the game. But when I was watching the breakdown of the character, I was like, so adult Gohan kind of got an ace in the hole. And that's where you have
got that things going on.
Huh?
He got that Phoenix going on.
Basically, he kind of do. That's why I was just like, well, did they just really throw Phoenix into doggone Fighters?
Look, when they was making Fighters, they literally like I swear to you, they looked directly at freaking Marvel vs. Capcom 3 and was like,
Exactly.
And then just basically took the frame and was like, all right, we're gonna build off of this. Like that's basically how it looked with that.
Exactly. Now, Crash, what you being awfully silent about what click you claiming. Don't be shy.
I mean, I was gonna go into it, but you kind of like sectioned off a little bit, so I didn't get a chance to go back around to it.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I'm just saying, I'm not trying to hide the team I'm gonna use. I don't really have a particular name for the team, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna annoy the hell out of a lot of people.
Uh-oh.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to pick.
No.
People gonna learn the way.
TN and Hit.
Dog.
That is gonna be the team that I'm gonna start with.
Man.
I'm just saying, like, it's gonna be the team that I'm gonna start with. Trunks is probably gonna be the least petty out of all of the characters that I use.
I can see you being real petty with Hit.
Oh yeah, like Hit is probably gonna be
anybody.
I'm sorry. If I pick Hit, I'm gonna be petty.
Yes.
I ain't got no reason to be petty.
You know what? You
petty character.
Shoot.
This is true.
But you gotta love it.
So yeah, that's the squad I'm gonna use.
Petty ass characters.
That's why they on the same book.
I thought about it and I was like, you know what? Beerus is petty too.
He's playing freaking
Here's
soccer.
the thing. I don't believe Beerus is petty. I believe Beerus is going to be an issue to deal with close up.
Yeah, because you're going to be able to get to him.
Yeah, trying to close up to Beerus is going to be kind of impossible.
You can't touch Beerus. Can't touch this.
Yeah.
With his hammer pants on.
Beerus thinking you about to hit him, especially like, but I think Beerus, that brings me right along to like when you was talking about the android. I think Beerus is going to be a great defense for Android 16.
Yeah.
Because as soon as Android 16 try to run up to grab you, you send them balls out there to surround you, and then you just kick them boys out.
Yeah, until you hyper armors through and just insta kill you.
Clothesline the shit out of you.
You know, 16 just wants a hug. That's it. 16 wants a hug, man. That's all it is.
It's time for a hug.
You know?
Actually, Crash, I got a question for you.
Sure.
You understand a lot more as far as when it came to the MVC games. I'm curious because nobody really like pointed it out or said anything about it, but I've seen like a version of like a guard push, but then I hear people saying like it's not a guard push. So like I'm confused on if it is one in the game. Like I've seen it, but nobody's covered it. So
yeah, and see that was something that I noticed, and what I noticed with that is it's not really like a push block. Is what I'm assuming you mean, like advanced guard push block stuff like that.
Yeah,
it's a deflect. Like you know how they deflect key blast,
like a parry,
almost like a parry, but I wouldn't say like a parry. So it seems like that's implemented in the game, but I've realized that nobody actually takes advantage of it. But even at high level play, you never see a moment where somebody's completely locked down to the point where them using it would seem like the best option. Like
because they mastered that little thing. Like that's the only time I've seen it. Like I didn't think it was in a game until I've seen some high level people pull it off, and I was like, oh.
Yeah, and see, I've seen like bits and pieces of information come out about it, but like you said, nobody's actually covered it extensively. So, since you brought that up, if I can come up with something or like some practical uses for it, I'll definitely try to record some of it, and then I'll post it to the channel, just so, you know, with some actual information out about it, because a lot of people will be working about... Yeah, they'll be looking at other aspects, but I'll focus on like the lesser knowns if I can find.
Okay.
Sweet. That's
I got one more thing I want to say. And if nobody else is going to say it, I'm going to say it. But I'm going to be the first to say that when we finally get our hands on the game and we start picking our characters, and we start choosing colors,
Mm-mm.
I need Goku Black to have that brown skin.
Brown skin.
I'm gonna need that to be an option.
Skin.
You can't have Goku Black in the game and he don't have a brown skin option. I'm gonna riot if it ain't there.
See, now here's the thing. Like I think it's interesting because all of you guys kind of got y'all like team going a little bit. I'm still trying to build mine, but I think the character that's probably gonna be my main because I'm most interested in playing with him is probably Goku Black.
Man, Goku Black looks really cool. Like his,
He
looks good.
Like, he looks
really cool. However, if my suspicions are correct, and this dude ends up being DLC in the game, I am definitely putting him on squad.
Who?
Jiren.
They're scared.
I think Jiren.
I don't see them.
Would they really put him in?
Yeah, I think they will. I think they will just
because they don't know his moveset yet.
We've seen all the footage we've seen of him in his fights between his fight with Ultra Instinct Goku, Hit, and Vegeta and Goku again, round 2. That's enough for a hit. Even
it is not. Definitely not.
Even the final hit he gave Vegeta, that could be his third super.
That is not enough to work out a full fight style for Jiren in a game. Like that is not enough. What we've seen is not enough. Because if that's the case, they could put Whis in the game. But their main reason, I'm pretty sure, for not putting Whis in the game is because you don't have a move set for Whis yet.
Okay, Whis you can't necessarily count. You necessarily can't count Whis because like you said, we haven't seen him fight. But by the time they introduce the DLC, the tournament would have been over. It's probably going to be over with or right at the end. So you're going to have more than enough to create a character and have Jiren be DLC.
I just want Khalifa in the game, though. We need some females here.
Well, I mean, I agree. I agree, which is why I think the next one of the other DLC characters is going to be Kefla.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would prefer Kefla.
They got Goten.
I'm with you on that.
Kefla. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we're going to, instead of having Khalifa and Kale, we're going to just have Kefla.
That's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, which great. I'm okay with too.
That's great.
And Crash, you were about to say something?
Sorry, Crash.
I don't even remember what I was about to say now.
Was it about Jiren?
Yeah, but I
fighting
can't remember
style, end of super tournament, ringing any bells. Come on, get on this train.
No, kind of gone. It was two things. The last thing that I was literally just coming up with though was if they did put Jiren in the game, I guarantee you he's not gonna be like in this DLC
iteration.
That's gonna happen. Like if they do it, it's gonna be at a later date.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
Like absolutely, they're not gonna add him as one of those 8 characters. I don't see it happening.
I mean, I still see, like I said, I still see the 3 characters I kind of came to my mind based off the arc that we're in is Jiren, Khalifa, and Ribrianne.
Yeah, because those are the ones from the arc that showed like the most.
Yeah, I don't see them putting nobody else.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they could put like movie characters, but I don't really see them actually doing that. I mean, of course,
Huh?
I don't think they're gonna do Broly.
Okay, let me point something out.
Broly.
They could actually really do the Khalifa thing, but I think if they do it, they would do it like they did the androids, where it's Kale and Khalifa.
Yeah.
And then what I think their level 3 is, they'll have an install where they actually transform.
Fuse.
And I feel like they're gonna do. Yeah, I'm sorry, I said transform. I'm sorry, fuse. Where they'll actually fuse, and then I feel like they'll actually make it an interesting mechanic, just like how Frieza has his golden form, where after a minute they'll defuse, and then they'll go back to being a.
So you'll be like between Kale and what's that chick's name? Kale. No, Khalifa's the fusion.
Kefla's
No,
the fusion.
Kefla's the fusion.
Yeah, Kefla's the fusion.
Okay, I'm tripping. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So I think it'll be Khalifa, and she'll have Kale as the assist character. And then like they'll have like a level 3 install fusion, and then there'll be Kefla from there.
Okay. Well, one thing we do know for a fact is for the beta, we know we're getting 11 characters.
Yep. And actually, I can name off those characters.
Thank you, because I was about to go off my memory.
Nope, I got it. I got it. So,
break it on down.
Characters that they will have open for the beta will be Kakarot, Vegeta, Gohan, adult form, Lord Frieza, Kid Buu, Perfect Cell.
Oh yes, perfect.
Green Dad,
such a handsome man.
Krillin, Nappa, Android 18, and Purple Cat, aka Beerus.
Oh no, wait! You ain't gonna call my boy Beerus.
Cat food, cats love food.
So,
wait a second. That's a nice little, little sample.
So that is a nice little taste.
Based off of what we were talking about earlier about the teams that we're gonna play when you get the game. Now that the beta's coming, what characters are you gonna play for the beta, knowing the 11 characters that are available?
I don't know. I'm still gonna stick around for Goku Black and try him out.
So you're not gonna play the beta at all?
Huh?
So Goku you're not gonna play the beta at all?
I mean, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. My bad. I'm tripping. I think I'm probably gonna. I don't know. I really don't know who I'm going. I think I might try a little bit of everybody.
Okay.
I know for a fact I really want to test out Kid Buu, and I want to mess around and try out Frieza. I hear a lot of hype surrounding Frieza, and I want to see what it's all about. So.
I need my man Vegeta. That's my boy. I love him. And I definitely got to test out Cell. That's my other dude. And of course Beerus. And 18. All of them. But
right?
like you got to just take
naming off like one person at a time, but I know we're about to dabble in all of them.
Well, absolutely. I feel like that's automatic.
I think I'm gonna wet my whistle with just a little bit of all of them.
Wait a minute, hold on, I'm a little sad Trunks is in the beta.
Yeah, they took him out of the beta, and I'm like, ugh, they've hurt my soul.
That's hurtful.
It's so bad because I realized none of the characters that I plan on maining are in this beta at all.
But you got Kid Buu.
Well, I didn't plan on maining him. I planned on playing him like separately.
Well, plans have changed. No.
Yeah.
Hey, you never know. You might find a new,
Hey, man, Kid Buu, man, his assist is looking really good. That lockdown assist is looking real crazy. So,
for the beta, though, the squad that I'm probably going to run with in the beginning, and then I'll just switch around after that, is going to be Frieza, Kid Buu, and 18. And then I'll probably switch around to switch in Adult Gohan, Krillin, and Beerus at some point. And then Cell, and then it's I'm gonna jump, but it's like I think that'll be where I'll start.
Okay, so I mean, Crash, you basically already answered this, but just to rephrase it a little bit, since we know who the characters are, like who did you really want to see in this beta? Like who isn't there that you really wanted to be there? Like you just, without a doubt, if you could switch one character, who would it be for who?
It would be Tien. Out of every character, Tien is the one we've seen the absolute least about that isn't a brand new character. Like he came in and they were like, "Oh yeah, this character isn't complete." And then after that, you just almost saw nothing about him. Like you understood, oh yeah, he got this tri-beam thing, and then it was like almost radio silent on Tien like this whole time. Like you know more about Beerus than you know about Tien, and Beerus just got revealed.
He just got on the thing.
So yeah, but you even know more about Yamcha at this point.
Yep, you sure
Hold on,
do.
wait a minute. Don't come at Yamcha like, no, I'm just kidding.
Yamcha top tier, calling it now.
I call it too.
Trash.
But see,
What? Did you say Yamcha's gonna be trash?
Yamcha's going to be trash.
Why? Why do you say that?
Oh man,
here we go.
Why do you
here we go.
Even when you look at the gameplay for him, his assist is average. Like, even his combo string is average. Like, everything about Yamcha
straight up is going to be point. You already know that.
Yep.
His assist is trash. In a way. You can use it somewhat for rush downs, but it's not the preferred rush down one you want to use. But he is going to be point because Yamcha is bringing that work.
And I'm going to tell you why I feel like Yamcha is going to be top tier. From the bit of footage that I saw, it seems like he is pretty safe on a lot of things that'll keep you locked down. And if you got the right assist while doing that, it's going to be really, really hard to get Yamcha off of you. If he has any sort of mix-up game whatsoever, Yamcha is going to be a problem.
You know what? I'm going to have Team Chris Savage.
I want to get rid of him.
I'm going to have Yamcha, Vegeta, and Piccolo. Team Chris Savage. There you go.
That don't sound like a bad team, though.
That don't sound like a bad team at all. But, with that being said, what?
No, I was just saying, like, to answer that question, if I was to be able to switch out one character with any character, it would be TM, because it's like we know the least about that character out of every character that's in the game so far.
TN switched out for who again?
Oh, switched out for someone?
Nappa. No.
To be honest, out of the squad that they have, I would switch out Cell for him. And the only reason why I would switch out Cell, hear me out, King Kai. Hear me out. The only reason why I would swap out Cell is we've seen everything Cell can do based off of the previous beta and everybody who plays him after. So it's like, I see what Cell can do. And it's like, yeah, I can say that. It's like, I could easily say like Goku or Vegeta, but it's like, I know those would be the characters that need to have.
You gotta have them in there because they're well-rounded. You need to have them in there.
And then it's like, I wouldn't want to give up Beerus, Nappa, Kid Buu, or Adult Gohan, because those are the new characters to the whole beta.
Right.
Piccolo, I feel like he's underused, so I'm like, yeah, I think he should be.
Even though a lot of people used him during that beta, though, but you don't see enough footage of it. But a lot of people used him during that beta. Everybody was trying to use Piccolo, but not everybody used him the right way. So.
And I think Krillin needs to be here because I think people really need to understand just how powerful Krillin is as an assist character.
Yes!
Like, I don't think people understand just how powerful of an assist character Krillin is going to end up being. And the only reason why I wouldn't knock out 18 is because you kind of need a female character on this roster that they have.
Wait a minute, that's the only reason?
Yes, because we know everything about her as well. She's just like Cell in that point.
Okay, that's true though. Everybody has been picking
Android 21. I think Android 21 is going to be a hidden boss. But anyway, before we speak on that, Bianca, who would you switch out for who? If you really wanted somebody in there, who would you really have wanted?
Man, I don't even remember.
Okay, well, what character would you want in here, even if you can't pick a switch out? Okay.
I mean,
I can agree with that too.
You know, I haven't seen enough of Hit at all. Of the new announced characters or whatnot, I haven't seen enough of him. And I would switch out. Is Frieza in the beta?
Yep.
Yeah. I'll switch out Frieza.
Understandable.
I have a hate thing with Frieza. Like, I have a love-hate thing with Frieza. And I don't... No, I'll switch out. Bye, Frieza. So
yeah, I probably would have switched out. I would have switched out Phil for Gotenks.
Jacques. You know what? I haven't seen Gotenks. You're right. That too.
Yeah, you're right. I just thought about it. Like, yeah,
I just forgot.
He's another one just like TN that we haven't seen anything about really.
The only thing we've seen on Gotenks is when they did his 40-second character trailer, and that was it.
So is there like, does Gotenks have a similar thing to Frieza when he goes golden for Super Saiyan 3 or what? I don't know. What's happening?
No, his level 3 is the Galactic Donut.
Is it Galactic Donut?
It's not the super
Yeah,
I
ghost
thought it was
kamikaze.
both.
You said what?
It's not the
Oh,
super
yeah.
ghost kamikaze.
No, I thought the Kazakame was the one. I could be wrong. I don't know.
Oh,
But I
that's
thought
just a regular ghost kamikaze attack. They don't have a super ghost kamikaze where he busts out
hold
5
up.
of them.
Wait, hold up. What about the boo boo volleyball?
The
Yeah, I think that's
volleyball.
his level 3 for some odd reason.
Okay.
But
That's
wasn't
weird.
that somebody else's move set too? Never mind. Because didn't Piccolo teach them that? Or was it Tien? You know what? Everybody knows volleyball.
It had to be Piccolo because Piccolo. If you have Piccolo on the team, he does the
He'll
pass
serve
back.
it he'll
Yeah.
pass it. Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah. So yeah, I wanted to see more Go Tanks. So yeah.
Also, the other stuff that'll be in the beta, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 stages.
Yep.
Ooh.
So
West City. Okay.
and then the most that they're adding a world match, which I believe that's just going to be like you
Online.
jump in,
Casual
you
match.
play online, and then they got a battle tutorial, which is good. This is
Yes.
extremely
Training
good.
mode. Time to
Because-
hit
In
the
the
lab.
lab.
Yep. And then they have rankings, which I don't understand why they would put rankings
Why
in the
would
beta.
you do that? In a
But-
weekend?
They do have a replay channel, which is going to be good if you want to actually just go back and look at like
You want to
any
learn?
matches
Yeah.
you had, or you want to look at someone else play.
Or
you
look
know,
at your
character you-
failures.
Yeah, basically they give you that, and then they're also giving you lobby avatar customization, which I mean that's cool, but they don't have the characters that I would pick as my lobby characters, so I don't know.
What characters do they have? Please tell.
It's probably going to be the 11 that's in the game,
Yep.
and then they
So
have
Adult Gohan. Woo woo.
Vegeta. Woo!
they also have 2 dramatic scenes, but I'm not sure what exactly they mean by dramatic scenes. I'm thinking that's if you pick particular characters on a particular stage.
Yeah.
In a
Like
particular
Goku
order.
and Frieza.
Yeah. Which I
Okay.
assume they'll have that, and then I kind of feel like they may have brain. They may also have
Beerus and Goku.
maybe. I was gonna say
Or Goku and
killing
Cell.
Kid Buu with
or that.
Super.
Yeah, that one. That makes
Yeah.
sense.
So or no, they don't have.
Oh.
I was gonna say maybe Nappa killing Piccolo, but I'm like, but yeah, maybe.
No. Piccolo's not
You know,
in the beta.
No, they don't have Kid Gohan. They have Teen Gohan, so they wouldn't.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I wanted a... Oh.
So yeah,
Y'all already messing up. No, I'm just kidding.
so yeah, that's pretty much all the info we know. We know the 11 characters, the 7 stages, and then the 7 game modes they're gonna have. Now, what I want to know is, are they adding the Dragon Ball mechanic to this game,
Yes.
like,
They
or to the
probably
beta?
are.
Oh, to the beta.
To the beta, I think they will. I'm positive they probably will because they want people to get a feel for it.
Yeah.
So
And
I think they will.
understanding. Yeah.
Because it wasn't in the last beta. So
Mhm.
I think they will. I just want to know if they're going to give you an option to turn it on and off. Because that hasn't been established yet.
Yeah. So,
That would
yeah.
be good. I hope they, because I need to know about this Dragon Ball thing in the game.
Well, we kind of know what it is. I mean, obviously, it's not obviously because some people don't know. The last person to get the Dragon Ball gets to make a wish. You have to do a set, like a certain like combo flow to get a Dragon Ball, and then the last person to achieve the last Dragon Ball, the person to achieve the last Dragon Ball gets to make the wish, and it's 4 wishes. One is you get to regain your health back. The other is you get to bring back your allies from the dead. Now, I don't know if it's both or just one.
I think
That's
just
the
one. I'm pretty sure it's
Okay.
just one.
Then there's basically you can wish for a sparking, and I'm drawing a blank on the 4th one. Crash, you know?
The Sparkling Blast?
I just said that one.
Okay. So
Not
that
a full
was that
bar,
one.
or that
You get
like
your HP restored. You get another character, or one of your characters was revived. I don't know what that last one is actually.
I think the last one is you get to restore your
max energy. Yeah,
that's max energy.
That makes sense. That's cool.
Those are the wishes.
Which I'm not gonna lie, I don't see the max energy being that important.
I don't either.
Me neither, because it's like, isn't it easy to build it up?
Yeah, they give you key for free, basically.
Yeah, but it's like this game doesn't seem like it's gonna be that hard to have energy on hand, unless you need it for like a level 3 to kill someone. But at that point,
unless Gohan is your anchor and you're trying to get those quick 7 levels real quick.
Yeah, but see, here's my thing with that. All of the other options kind of trump that. Oh yeah, you want 7 bars? You can easily just revive another character, and then you kind of got another shot. Or you need the 7 bars? Just re-heal your life. Unless your health is maxed, then it's like, well, why don't you get a second Sparkling Blast unless they don't stack?
Right.
If it's like, oh, you would have had to use the other Sparkling Blast for it to work, then I can understand. Because then at that point, it's
energy
like,
one is just a throwaway wish.
Yeah.
They should have just left it as 3 possible wishes then. I guess.
So.
Okay.
Well, so I guess they needed to fill in a gap.
Right.
Yes.
So, any other random information we want to go ahead and toss off for the beta before we transition?
Wait! Well, it's not really... it's not really a beta thing. It's more so main game, but, I don't know if you guys heard, but 2 of the voice actors are going at it.
Oh, yeah.
In this game.
Yeah.
My boy, I'm on team Sabbath. So, I don't care about Sean. Sorry, Sean Schimmel. You gonna go down. But I'm just saying, I'm excited. I'm super excited. Super. Saying.
I think Chris would actually... I think Sabbath would actually win.
I think so too.
Wait, so what's going on with them?
They are actually going to be doing an exhibition match the day before the game comes out, and it's going to be live streamed.
Oh, wow.
The voice actors of both Goku and Vegeta will play against each other in the actual game as a promo for the release.
So see what had happened was Chris Sabbath, he threw out a tweet how excited he was for Vegeta in the latest episode of Super. And then Sean goes, well, wasn't really that impressive or something like that. I'm paraphrasing. And then Chris Sabbath was like, oh, for real though? You gonna talk about my dude like that? And long story short, a challenge has been thrown out and it has been accepted. So it's going down. This is gonna be the biggest video game fight in history, in my opinion, as far as in the anime community.
They're also doing one. This is just in the talks right now. It hasn't really been confirmed. But they're also doing one with the MMA champ.
Oh.
I'm sorry, not MMA, but I think it's the UFC champ. And Chris, you're gonna have to help me out, or Crash. The dude from New Day. I can't think of his name. Woods? Yes. They're doing a match between them 2 also, maybe.
Xavier Woods and who?
I'd have to find it. I don't remember his name right now off the top of my head. But
not Conor McGregor, is it?
No.
Okay.
No,
definitely not.
Yeah, I was gonna say that doesn't sound right, but okay, that's pretty cool.
That'd be awesome. I mean, I don't follow, but still, I mean, anything dealing with fighters is gonna be awesome. I'm just biased. Anyway, that's all I had to say about, that deal.
All right. So,
Team Jeets. Okay.
So, you brought up a topic that I didn't know was happening. I still can't find information about this, but he also mentioned that, is it this weekend? That they're going to do the next.
It's this weekend.
Okay, sometime soon. I think there's supposed to be a second beta for Dissidia. So, did anybody play the first beta that they had out for Dissidia?
EA.
No.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
Neither of you guys?
No.
Wow.
Did you?
I did.
Well,
Which
tell
is-
us about
Oh,
it.
you know what? I am so sorry. I did play a little bit of it.
Wait, how'd you forget?
I did play a little bit of it. I didn't play much of it. It was like literally for like I touched it for like an hour and that was it.
Can somebody
Oh.
Oh
explain?
no, yeah, you're right. It happens tomorrow,
Yay!
and it lasts until the 21st of January. So you got a good amount of time to
Nice,
play
wow.
it. So this means that you probably won't play it any this weekend while Fighterz is going, but you're
Nope.
probably gonna play after. You're probably gonna play
Yeah.
it Tuesday.
On a
Mhm.
Tuesday.
Can somebody explain to me what Dissidia is?
I'm sorry. For those of you who don't know, Dissidia Final Fantasy NT is basically the console version of an arcade version of the Dissidia franchise, which is pretty much Final Fantasy's fighting game version of all of their main characters out of every Final Fantasy numbered game that they've had so far. And in this one, they've even added some from other non-numbered Final Fantasy games as well. So,
Woo!
and
Well,
that
you
game
know.
comes out on the 30th. So it'll be that Tuesday after Fighter drop.
Oh, my
Oh.
pockets.
Now, only thing I saw of this game was a breakdown video for Sephiroth.
Oh yeah, that was one of the more recent videos that dropped on YouTube.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
I was like, I didn't know what I was looking at.
Okay, so pretty much the city is like a 3D fighter. This one is actually pretty interesting because they made it a team-based game where it's 3-on-3 naturally, but they do have like 1-on-1 features. Most people who own PSPs played the original Dissidia games, but more or less it's an interesting take on fighting because you use character special skills to like earn damage point, and then once your damage points gets high enough, you use these moves called HP attacks, and those actually do damage to people. So it's like you build up damage and then you release all the damage when you get a chance to hit the enemy. So it's pretty strategic on how it works. It's hard to explain, so I would definitely say going and checking out some gameplay videos of this game, as well as the old ones, just so you can kind of see where they're pulling the inspiration from. Which I will point out to Yume, because Yume actually explained something to me before that I was like, I don't know, I kind of feel like that is a little weird that they wouldn't do it, and you were worried about it. You remember when we were talking about the chase mechanic in Dissidia? Yume?
I'm sorry. What was that?
Oh, I was saying, do you remember when we were talking about the chase mechanic in Dissidia? And you were explaining how you were a little upset at how they were doing the chase mechanic, right?
Yeah, I was a little upset because like back in the PSP versions of Dissidia, like it felt more natural when you basically slap the enemy to the other side of the stage and you paced right after them. In this one, when I tried it in the beta, obviously it could have changed by now, but when I played it, when you did the same thing, when you basically knocked your enemy across the stage, it was a little clankier trying to chase after your opponent, which was kind of what turned me off about it. I mean, everything else was pretty much fine, but it was just that aspect. Like, it withdrawed me from the fight.
Gotcha.
So that was my grief about it. I'm pretty sure it probably changed by now. They probably have done something.
It seems like they have.
Yeah.
And it's a little bit more skill based than it was before. Before, they kind of just freely let you chase your opponent down like that.
Yeah.
What they seem to have done in this game is when you knock an opponent back, there's a window where you can actually hit a dash at the right point in time of when you do the knockback. And then you'll instantly cancel the animation of your character's recovery and instant dash up to the enemy, which lets you get your follow-up attacks now.
I'm all for that.
So,
because like these matches, you know, some people may not believe it, but those matches, especially in the one-on-ones, and I love the fact that they have the one-on-ones in this one, is like you're in it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a fight, so it's like, you know, once you start knocking people around and you're chasing right after them, you're in the game. You're in there. You're in the fight, and you're committed. And that point in the first beta where you couldn't dash, it took you out of that. But now that you can, it's all like, where my money, fool? Get back. So
yeah. Oh yeah. So what I'm hoping with this new beta that they do is I hope they definitely fix the matchmaking system, because I heard a lot of people had a lot of problems finding matches. I didn't have that many problems finding matches out of like the 20 or so matches that I got a chance to play. But the one thing that I will hope that they come to terms with and do something about it is, I really hope for the multiplayer they allow you to team up with your friends in the beta to actually enjoy it, because teaming up with randoms, not being able to play with or against your friends, kind of made it a little odd. I understand maybe they were just trying to test the networking, but it's like you could still at least let people team up and then battle against like people that they don't. I don't know. I feel like it would have made the beta a little bit more fun. It would have made me want to play it more. But playing alone with a bunch of strangers, and then some weren't really focused on like objectives. They were just really just throwing out stuff, and I don't know. It just didn't feel like I was playing a team game, but at the same time it felt like I was very, very put in a team. It's like going to school and starting a class where they put you on teams for a project, and you gotta figure out how to figure that out. That's exactly how it felt. So yeah, I'm hoping they change that for this beta. But DC Black, I would definitely say try out this beta, because it is an open beta, so it will be free and you will be able to test it out.
Woot. What day was it again?
Check it out.
You said what day?
Yeah, what day was it?
It starts tomorrow, so you should be able to play it tomorrow. But it ends on the 21st of January.
Wow, so much time. I'm shocked.
I'm not. I honestly believe that they did this because they know the Fighterz beta is coming out as well.
That's so considerate of them.
Well, no, that's more so smart of them.
It was a sarcasm. Come on.
So it's like, they know they're not going to get that many over the weekend, but they're like, we at least want to see how many, quote unquote loyal fans will actually play it. So they're going to toss it out then, and then once the Fighterz beta is up, they're like, hey, you still got this beta, and then people will probably jump into it, testing it out since it's there, and, it'll drive home for people to buy it on the 30th instead of just completely forgetting the game exists. Because a lot of people end up forgetting it's coming out, which is sad, because it's not a bad game. It's just kind of...
No, I enjoyed the game when I had it on PSP, and I hope it's every bit of fun on the home consoles as well. So yeah. I'm looking forward to it.
I am too.
I'm gonna give it a shot.
Continuing. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was just saying I'm gonna give it a shot. I know a little bit of Final Fantasy 10 was my first, so.
So does that mean you're gonna play with Tidus? No, we're not gonna start that. No.
I mean, like, I know Cloud. Look, I know Cloud. Wait, isn't Lightning in this game too?
Yeah, she is.
Yep.
Like, let's not get into 13 or anything, but like, I know a few other characters, so it's not like I'm completely oblivious to Final Fantasy. But I missed out on the first round ever of Dissidia. Like, I saw gameplay from the PSP version you guys were talking about a while ago, and I was like, man, this is cool. Oh my gosh, my PSP doesn't work, so I can't play it. So I missed out on that life. But I feel like this is an opportunity now for me to get into it, so I'm pretty excited about that. And it looks pretty cool. So yeah, I'll just dabble in it after Fighterz. See what happens.
So, just a side note, that this was the reason why I didn't hear you when you were talking to me about the dash. I was double checking my my source for the fight I was talking about, and it is the UFC champion Chris Duntale or something like. I can't pronounce it right, and I don't want to botch it. But they don't know about him right now, but it is for sure with Xavier Woods. And they just need to find a challenger for him.
Gotcha. Understand.
Mm-hmm.
So
I wouldn't be surprised it won't be from somebody in WWE though, if the UFC fighter fall through.
Yeah.
So, I know. Well, I'm not sure. Actually, I'll start with you for this one, DC Black. If you were to play the Final Fantasy Dissidia game, is there a particular character you're gonna want to play with? 3, if you know 3.
So I don't really know too many Final Fantasy characters, but because the very first game I played of Final Fantasy was the Dirge of Cerberus.
Oh, you poor sweet child.
Man.
Everybody had the same reaction.
So,
no wonder you're not really into it now.
No, just because my man's on the cover looks sweet, I probably will see if he's on the game and then pick him.
Yeah, he's not in the game. Sorry,
he's not in the game. I know.
Okay.
No, I love him, but no.
Yeah, I would be playing with him if he was.
If only thing, I'll probably play people based off of how I recognize them. So Cloud, I probably would play with Sephiroth and see how he plays. The black guy I know. I can't think of his name.
You probably think
Barrett?
Yeah, him. I'll probably pick him up.
He's
not in there.
If you think about the main heroes and villains of each series number.
That's what I'm saying. Like I've never really I played a little of 13, but I mean, other than that, like I haven't really played Final Fantasy like that. So it'd be kind of one of those things that I'll probably be like the one, like essentially the Final Fantasy virgin that just throws something at the wall to see if it sticks.
Well, that was an interesting way. Kind of like Sandy Cheeks from SpongeBob coming up with it.
All right, Photanima, what about you?
What about me?
What characters would you try to play with?
Wait, hold on. Wait. So this is just main heroes and villains of the titles, right?
Yep.
Who is the main villain for 13?
Lightning. Oh shit! Damn. I think
They
it's
never added.
Ain't Caius? Ain't Caius in the game?
Is Caius in the game?
Is he in the game? Google.
I was about to say,
the power of
sure. But out of the whole series, I feel like they would pick Caius as the villain.
He's like, I mean, they're not gonna put a foul C in there. Like, what the heck? They didn't have any humanoid forms, but
they might not have said. I mean, they didn't really say the villain for 15. They just announced Noctis. So, that's a good question. Yeah.
Because well, if he ever pops up in the game, I would love Caius actually, but I don't know. I kind of want to play with characters I'm not familiar with at all, which is almost all of the ones that I didn't name. So, so yeah, what is the guy? And you told me about his backstory, that he was the only villain who succeeded in what he was after, who destroyed the whole world. Who's that?
Kefka.
That's the one I want to play with. Yeah, him. Yeah. So there you go. That's my answer.
He's an interesting fellow.
Okay.
I like my villains. Okay, you know, a good game is only as good as its villains, and that's how I feel. So yeah.
Fair enough. All right, Yume, what 3 are you gonna go for?
Cloud.
So I may extend mine to 4. I'm basically going to run the same team I ran in Dissidia for the PSP, with of course trying out other characters. Like I know I'm a dive into Noctis because why not? But my head team was always Cloud, Tidus, and Zidane. Always. And my 4th was, I went back and forth between Onion Knight and Lightning, because Lightning was fun to play.
You need a girl.
As far as villains, surprisingly, I never really got into Sephiroth. I usually messed around with Kuja, and who else can I think of? I don't know right now. Kuja and Jet are usually two that I messed around with, and then Shantoto was fun as hell. I might play with Shantoto again.
Oh, it sounds like an interesting story after that sigh.
Shantoto was like a very annoying character. I don't know if you remember, but she's the Lalafell character that I showed you. She's like really small, but then she does like really strong magic attacks.
Oh yeah, I didn't like her from as soon as I laid my eyes on her. I said no.
For good
reason. But yeah, I told you my heads. Those are the ones that I'm probably going to start off getting to know first. And then as far as like new people, yeah, I'm probably going to try out I can't even remember her name. Cat Bay from Final Fantasy 14. What is her name?
Baystola? You mean
Eastola? Yeah.
Baystola?
Baystola, man.
Baystola. Oh yeah, I forgot she was in there. Yeah, I want her.
Oh yeah.
I love her.
And
yeah, never mind. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that might be it as far as starting off. I mean, I know I'm gonna try to play with everybody, but
it sounds like you listed everybody.
Right. I said 3. He named off 9.
He named the whole cast, the whole roster.
I did my headers, and then I did my maybes, and then I did newcomers. Okay, so chill out on me.
Okay. No. You're right. You know, add some substance.
I like a little bit of your research paper and turn it in. You get your grade. That's fine.
So for me,
you do you. Yes, you.
For me,
I've been waiting
to bring back the characters that I used from the previous game. I am definitely gonna use Furion from Final Fantasy II. That was like Furion's my go-to before, so I'm pretty much gonna use him. I'm not really going to pick up any of the characters that I played in the last one outside of him. Not naturally. But I will be picking up Baystola, like I said. I'm picking her up. And Baystola. The other character that I'm picking up for sure, which honestly, depending on how this character operates, will probably be my main because he is from my absolute favorite Final Fantasy.
Oh, yeah.
Will be Ramza from Final Fantasy Tactics.
I'm sorry, I thought you said Ramsey, like Ramsey Bolton.
No, Ramza.
My bad, GOT on the brain.
You'll kind of get an idea about Ramza when you play the new raid in 14, actually.
Oh snap!
Because that raid is very much akin to the stuff that happened. Yes.
Okay.
So those are the ones that I'm really gonna go ahead for, but. And you may all know why I'm picking this character. Also, I am also gonna officially try out Kane. I just can't stay away from the Dragoon stuff, man.
Of course,
you didn't play Kane in it. You didn't play Kane in the other ones.
We didn't play Dual Decim that much, so I didn't get a chance to pick him up really.
Okay.
So, you know.
Interesting.
But also, one of the more interesting things that I noticed about the categories of the characters, they have characters kind of like set up by class. So they have vanguards, assassins, marksmen, and specialists.
I don't hear no ninjas though, so I'm not impressed.
Assassins.
Oh, okay.
I mean, they got Zidane, so you know, assassins.
Right.
Whatever that means.
So, yeah.
Alrighty then.
And there will be DLC characters, so obviously.
Oh, that's fun. So who's gonna be?
Funny. As I
DLC.
just named off each character. Oh, I don't know who's going to be the DLC characters, actually.
As a future fact, Zach will be a character.
Nice!
What? Is he just going to be a skin?
The producer, or whatever, creator, director, whatever he is, he really wants to put Zach in the game. So he said, look forward to it. He will put Zach in the game.
As a skin, or?
No, as his own character. That's his own character. Yep.
So what are they gonna do? Delete Cloud and make Cloud a skin?
I don't know.
Wait, they can't. Never mind. Yay,
But slowly but surely, because it's not going to be an ending DLC thing. Like slowly but surely, they're going to add everybody that was in Dual Decim.
Okay.
And then
so they'll add
build
Yuna
from
and
there.
Tifa and everybody
Yep.
back. That's awesome.
Tifa.
Yep. So
I love her.
Look forward to that.
All right. Okay.
They have my ninja though.
Transitioning to the next, which this will definitely be up DC Black's alley since he's tried this out. Let's talk about the new character for Injustice 2.
Yes. So we had.
He woke up. He was asleep that whole segment.
No, I was here.
I was
just soaking it in, soaking all the Final Fantasy stuff in. So we have ourselves an introduction into Enchantress. Now, at first, when I first saw the video, we talked about Adam in our last podcast, I believe, for a little bit. And so when Enchantress, it's kind of interesting because I've seen some people basically call her Ermac Light, which I feel like,
you mean which is kind of Shinnok, Shang Tsung, because she's like all three.
Yeah, but to be fair, when you actually play with her, she doesn't play like Shang Tsung. Sure enough, don't play like Shinnok, but she is close to Ermac. But the thing is about her is that a lot of her fighting moves and like her combo strings are bait type moves. So what I mean by bait moves is like, first off, when you do her like light punch, well, not her light punch, but what will basically be her light punch. When you do her light punch, if you do that consecutively, the second hit is not necessarily a hit. The first one is a hit. The second one is a move that draws you in. And then from there, you can either summon one of her little demon spawn or whatever, or you can do it to a special where you can basically trap your opponent inside of a cube. So a lot of her things is kind of like a bait and switch type move. But she's actually a really cool character. It's just hard as heck to actually, because she's so different from everybody else. It's really hard to you got to take a while to like get to know a little bit. You can't just jump into that relationship.
I was about to say, this sounds like a courtship happening there.
It does. You kind of got to court Enchantress a little bit. You got to get to know her, find out what she like and what she don't like and everything. But no, like, I'll say of all the characters, she's the character with the least amount of hand in the game. Okay. However, if you get caught up and you keep falling for the mousetrap, your health bar is gone. So it was interesting. Like, I saw somebody comment on the NetherRealm Studio YouTube page. They was like, "All right, well, enough of the appetizer and dessert. Give me my main course, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles." And I'm like, I think that's what everybody's waiting on, because everybody kind of waiting on what the Turtles are going to play with. And I forgot who it was that said at this point when we were talking about Fighters, but I think they're kind of going to play like Ginyu in Fighters. When we were talking about it, and then we were just going into how I think Photanima actually talked about it, where you were saying that like you fight the whole Ginyu squad. Mm-hmm. I think basically with them, you fight one turtle, you gotta throw hands with all four turtles, and it's just one of those things. You better hope you survive, because you might not make it if that person know how to play with a turtle. But yeah, Enchantress is actually a pretty cool character. If you guys do have Injustice or still playing Injustice or whatever, I definitely think it's one of those characters to play with, because unlike Ermac at least had a nice combo string in Mortal Kombat. Because was he in Mortal Kombat X? I think he was.
Ermac?
Yeah, I thought he was, or I might just be thinking about Mortal Kombat 9. But anyway, in any case, he had a nice little combo. Enchantress, she a little bit difficult with her combos. You gotta kind of really like learn her. But what is cool though is her. She has this one technique where basically she pulls your soul out your body, and then if you meter burn it, it can be used to regenerate your health. So if you got 4 health bars, you can spam this move and basically regenerate about a good third to half of your health bar.
What?
Yeah, so that's kind of broken.
What
That's
the
kind of
heck? That's just cheating.
yeah, but like I said, she's a really cool character. I definitely would recommend any of our Injustice players to go ahead and check her out because I mean she's a lot better than Hellboy.
I forgot he even came.
He in the game too?
Yep.
Yes, Hellboy's in the game, and I'll say this: Hellboy, not to throw shots at Hellboy. I mean, he cool for what he is, but I personally wouldn't put Hellboy.
Now I know why those Funko Pops came out. Okay, continue.
No, but you're right though. That's just like the Atom. They only put the Atom in the game because of the Legends of Tomorrow television show, and with Hellboy too. The new Hellboy movie is supposed to come out next year, or it's maybe at the end of this year. But yeah, so like there was kind of no need for Hellboy to be in the game. Like, I mean, he plays a little like Swamp Thing. Only difference is
like he's out of place.
He is though. When you look at that whole roster, it's like, okay, I can see Enchantress. I mean, even though I don't like Raiden and Sub-Zero, and I feel like they wasted 2 character slots with 2 Mortal Kombat characters. They wasted that, but I mean, okay, but Hellboy though.
But wait, okay, so okay, I'm not an Injustice player at all, but where did this roster come from? It's crazy. I'm like, wait, y'all talking about Mortal Kombat characters got in this game now? I thought it was strictly like Superman and his posses or whatever.
Well,
I don't know.
So yeah, they always do that with the Injustice game. They always add a Mortal Kombat character.
You got to remember that the game is also being developed by NetherRealm Software, which are the people who do the Mortal Kombat game. So,
but what's the point? Didn't Mortal Kombat just have a game like a couple years ago?
But they're trying to use it as a way to promote the new Mortal Kombat game, which might actually be coming out this year.
Which honestly, they did this before and it worked out.
Okay, yeah. But they needed help. It's Mortal Kombat. The name in itself.
They didn't need help, but it was a good promo. Like, hey, look, we may be coming out with Mortal Kombat. Keep your eyes open. It was more so like it was a gimmick type move where I don't know why these people actually voted for Sub-Zero, but people actually legitimately voted for Sub-Zero to be in an Injustice game.
Yeah, because Scorpion was in the first one.
Right. I have no idea why people wanted Sub-Zero.
Get ready for Reptile in Injustice 3.
All this.
Now, I will say this.
Okay.
I will say this. Raiden has probably the best super on that game.
Yeah, but chill, still. That's the only reason. Like, the only reason why people play with him. Because that super is the bomb.
Hey, you made the silver lining in the cloud, man. Silver lining in the cloud.
I'm just saying, man.
Super Saiyan. Oh, sorry.
Get Raiden. I found out Raiden was in the game.
To be honest with you, I would take Raiden out and put in Ra's al Ghul.
Something, man.
Or Amazo.
Mm-hmm.
Because Amazo would actually end up being like your chameleon of Injustice. Having the superpowers of Wonder Woman, Batman, Green Lantern, and like Hawkman or Hawkgirl.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That would kind of be your chameleon. But yeah, like I feel like we just need to just see the Ninja Turtles and just be done with the situation. And I hope they don't with a Fighter Pack 4. I'm kind of tapped out.
I can't believe the Turtles in there.
I'll admit, I've been tapped out for that game.
I'll say this: the replay value. NetherRealm Studios knew what they were doing because the multiverse mode is literally the replay value for this game. Because the multiverse worlds are really cool, and I hope if they actually do include, if they do eventually make them Injustice 3, they keep that mode because that mode is really engaging. You get to really like play with the gear and stuff like that. They don't need legendary monsters. What'd you say?
After how Injustice 2 was received last year and on, do you think they're going to do an Injustice 3?
Yes, because of everybody's ending in the game. So I haven't gotten everybody's ending yet, but based off the endings I do have, especially with Enchantress's ending, Enchantress's end, I don't want to spoil her ending, but because everybody don't have access to her yet, if I'm not mistaken. Everybody else won't have access to her till next week. But basically a lot of the people's endings are leaning towards a multiversal threat. Where basically somebody's trying to either destroy or protect the 52 Earths. So I'm thinking they're kind of Injustice 3 is kind of going to start leading into like a multiverse level threat, where you're going to have like Jay Garrick actually as a character in the game. So that's what I kind of think they're kind of pushing towards, because I mean, if we do multiverse, I want Superboy Prime. That's all I'm saying.
Well, if they do Injustice 3, I want it to actually be up there in Fighters. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, I don't know. It just seems like Injustice kind of took the blunt.
It won fighting game of the year.
You said what?
I mean, it's up there now. One fighter game of the year. So I don't think the problem is necessarily that it's up there. But I think the problem is the fact of like I think the real problem with Injustice is showing the real problem with a lot of video games, and that's DLC.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how to feel about Injustice. Like, I really wanted to enjoy Injustice, and maybe I will whenever I get the chance to sit down and actually mess with it. But I don't know.
I'll say this: if you really want to get enjoyment out of it, go to multiverse. Go to the multiverse and just start messing around in the different worlds. You'll definitely like that's definitely what keeps me entertained. Like I've dropped and basically forgot about Marvel Infinite and just was in multiverse all day.
But see, here's my problem. Here's my problem with Injustice in general. The multiverse is the funnest thing you can do in that game. Like, literally, you are promoting a fighting game to be a single player experience with it, which is fine. Like, it's not a problem, but it's like, that's literally the only enjoyment most people who are still playing at this point that aren't trying to be like tournament players seem to be getting out of it. Like, every person that I've asked, they'll talk about the multiverse mode. And it's like, that's good. But it's like, are you even still battling other people? And then they'll say, oh yeah, from time to time. But it's like, you're probably just battling your friend in your living room, which is, once again, not a problem. But when you look at fighting games and the state of fighting games nowadays, most games become dead once the online community drops off. And I'm not sure exactly how the online community is looking for that game, but everyone that I know that, you know,
online community is actually decent, but I do see what you're saying. It's definitely not as dead as Marvel's online community, because that thing, I can literally be sitting here for 15 minutes and not get a match in Marvel. But if I play Injustice online, it's about a good, depending on how the lobbies go. And the reason why I can tell there's definitely a big online community is because like last year, like at the end of the year, like every 2 weeks there was a tournament for you to register for. So, I mean, that said enough to me where there was a large enough online community where a company wanted to host a online Injustice 2 gaming tournament, which I actually had an opportunity to take part of.
Nice.
So that kind of just sold it for me. Like, oh wow, like people are actually really seeing the value in this game. Now, am I saying I'm about to drop $100 for Injustice 3? You're gonna have to come with something else than fake skins. Well, skins that should probably be characters.
Fair.
No, but I digress.
Well, it seems about the best time to transition to the next topic, which is Street Fighter V Arcade Edition. Season 3.
Man, I can't wait to beat the dust off of that case, man.
Right? So,
here's my question. And before we get into it, I got a question because I'll be honest with you. I downloaded the digital copy of Street Fighter V.
Yep.
I basically took it off. I didn't delete it completely, but I still got it in my library on standby.
Okay.
How long of a wait do you guys think I'm looking at if I go ahead and put this jump back on my game?
What do you mean, like, how long of a wait?
To install and download the update, I guess, right?
Yes.
Quite honestly, I don't know. If I was to just throw out a number into the universe right now without actually checking my PS4, maybe 30 to 35 gigs.
Okay.
So, like, before it was probably like somewhere around maybe 20, so maybe 30, 35. Because you got to remember, it's adding all of the data for the DLC characters that you've missed from the rest of the ones in Season 1, all the ones in Season 2, and then the whole update of Arcade Edition, which comes out on Tuesday. And for a short amount of time, for a good couple of days, players will be able to play Sakura, the first DLC character, for free from the 16th until the 23rd.
Ooh.
So she will be free to play.
Okay.
So
yeah, man. Like I don't know. I think I'm kind of like tapped on Street Fighter V, man. Like I get how everybody's really excited about the Arcade Edition. Mm-hmm. But I mean, we got Arcade Edition 5, and then 2 months from now, we got the 30th anniversary of Street Fighter, with them basically giving us the dream load of Street Fighter game.
It's a little bit more than 2 months from now. I think that comes out in May.
No, it comes out in March.
Are you sure?
I could check Google, but I'm pretty sure it's March. The 30th anniversary edition of Street Fighter.
Oh, I thought it was April.
I like how we all have like different.
It is
May 2018.
Oh, they pushed it back to May. Okay.
No, it was always May. That's why I was like, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, because I'm about to say, like, I remember when I watched the YouTube video, I really thought it was March.
Nope. The reason why I remembered it was May is because they said that, hey, they're gonna have Third Strike on this, and I'm like, I'm all for it. All for it, 100%.
Good old Third Strike. Crash, I hope you're ready for those Makoto/Ibuki matches.
Oh, I am, because you catching all the kunai and all the step kicks. So, with back to the actual topic, I'm actually glad that they're coming out with the Arcade Edition because, in my opinion, this is actually breathing a little bit of life back into the game, because with Season 1, it slowly slipped off and a lot of people kind of stopped playing after a minute. Season 2 came out. I'm sorry. I don't think most people who aren't trying to competitively play Street Fighter V even paid attention to Season 2 at all. Like, I don't even think anybody knows what characters came out in Season 2, really.
Nope.
See? Like, I know, but it's like, the whole Season 2 was almost a blur. So, them coming out with Arcade Edition, I think is a really good idea, because now that they're adding more variety to the game, more ideas, and they're actually toning down some of the stuff in the game, so it's like, it's less moments where people get robbed by a character. I think that's good for the game itself. So I don't know. It's still gonna, of course, be Street Fighter V. So if you weren't a fan of Street Fighter V at all, then you're still probably not gonna be a fan of Street Fighter V. But if you're a fan of it and you just kind of was like, I just wish it had more, this is actually the perfect time to get into it. So I'll probably be testing it out for sure. Trying to get back into it a little bit, playing with a couple of the characters, maybe some of the season 2 characters that I never touched. I'm definitely gonna play with Sakura for a little bit just because she'll be free. But ultimately, I'm still sticking with Best Girl Karen. You know,
didn't they give her back her counter?
Yeah, her V Trigger 2 is her parry or her counter move. So, they gave her that back, which is cool. So yeah,
that's what's up. Yeah, I'm all down for some Sakura.
Yeah,
I've missed her. It's been so long.
Yeah, it has been. It's been like last time they had, which I guess it's not that far away, but yeah, it's just like her missing from Street Fighter V has just been weird, especially if they had Karin in there, but no Sakura. It's like what?
Right.
All they need to do is add Makoto, and you'll be happy.
I would be happy.
Well, maybe she'll come out in season 4 because they already revealed everybody for season 3.
Yeah.
But
get rid of that tomboyish ass haircut she got and give her some longer hair. I'm down with
it. No, that'd actually probably be a good redesign because they redesigned Sakura a little bit, but it's like they didn't really redesign her. They just kind of redesigned her clothes, which is okay. I don't have a problem with it, but
who is the guy that looks like Strider?
Oh, you talking about Zeku? He is a Strider, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you for those that don't know our listeners, could any of you like give us a little how to or why he looks like Strider and how he relates to Strider in Marvel?
Like I said, he is a Strider. Strider is a title. It's like being called Ninja. Strider Hiryu is his actual code name of him. Zeku is a Strider as well. So technically, I guess if you would count it, he'd be Strider Zeku. So he is a Strider.
So is he the one that's trying Strider Hero?
See, that's unknown. They didn't really go into that much detail. The only thing that everybody knows is Zeku was a Strider, or is a former Strider, or is a Strider now.
And that's our first time seeing him, right?
Yep, he is a new character. And nobody's ever seen another actual Strider, at least as far as I remember, in any other game. But as soon as they did it, they, everybody was like, oh my gosh, he looks like Strider. And it's like, well, he is a Strider. And that's all the information they really gave out for that. So it's like, okay, so you know that there's more of them. You already kind of knew if you ever played any of the other Strider games, you knew there were more. But it's like, this is like that cool moment where you actually see another one. Like, yeah, cool. So, simply put, he's a Strider, but he's also Guy's master from the Final Fight series. So,
oh yeah.
So he does Bushinryu, and then in his younger form, he still uses Bushinryu, but it's very much like Strider-esque in how he does stuff. So yeah, interesting character because he can switch between being old and being young, and his attack properties all change because of it. So,
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, but I'm actually, just to wrap it up with Street Fighter V, I'm glad they're adding more content. I'll definitely play, just to add more content. I played a little bit the other day just to go through some of the other stuff in the game that I didn't get fight money for, just to store up a couple $1,000 of fight money before the edition comes out, just so I'll have it. But yeah, going back and looking at that game, they added so much random content, outfits, stages and stuff, and I'm like, man, that's a lot of stuff. Jumping into it now, if I really wanted all that stuff, the only way I would really ever get that is if I just paid for all that stuff. But if you were playing over the course of the game, I'm pretty sure a lot of people had a lot of that content. So But yeah, moving on to the next and final topic outside of one more thing that I want to add at the end. Nintendo dropped an unknown Nintendo Direct today, and they dropped a couple of interesting gems about the life of the Switch, which actually some of those gems, even though they announced it for Switch, will be on other consoles as well. Some of them included a multiplayer mode a secondary multiplayer mode for Mario Odyssey.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
There's going to be DLC where you'll be doing. I forgot exactly what it's called, but it involves Luigi. Where
snap!
I know, right?
So, the most important character.
What they do is they put you in a stage, like one of the stages in the game, and you have, I think it's 30 seconds or X amount of time to hide a balloon somewhere in the stage. So you run off, you hide this balloon, right? While the other player is basically kind of like hide and seek. And then once you hide the balloon and you place it somewhere, the other character has to run around and find out where you hid that balloon. And they're on a timer to find it. So
interesting
hide and seek mechanic that they have there. Also, they're adding other DLC as far as like costumes and some other stuff to the game. So obviously Nintendo is breathing, more energy into Mario Odyssey. So if you have a Switch and you haven't picked it up, honestly, I would say that you should. Other things. I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
I'm saying when we can't afford it.
Well, hey, I'm just saying, if you have one, it's one of those things.
It's one of those
other things.
They didn't announce the new Smash Bros. Though.
No, they didn't, and I wouldn't expect them to do that right now. Like, I expect if they were going to announce Smash Bros., it's going to be at E3. Like, it's not going to be a small.
They
random
E3 last year.
They almost never go to E3, but they have a Nintendo Direct at E3 time. So technically, they have an E3 thing, but they don't count it as an E3 thing. But they drop a Direct every time E3 is up.
It's their own E3.
Yeah, they're like, no, we're doing our own thing because we're Nintendo.
Right.
You know it.
But other things that they announced during that Direct, they came out with some DLC for Pokken Tournament. It's cool because they're adding Blastoise and Aegislash to the roster, and that's
I don't know
okay.
who that second Pokemon is.
Oh, yeah, he's new to the series. He's like the last generation before the Alolan generation.
Look, let me tell you something.
Oh, Gen 6?
Yeah,
after Gold and Silver, they're all new to me.
Oh wow!
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's been
I think I stopped playing that Black.
You better get back to playing that Black.
I didn't even start.
So
Goku Black, yeah. Anyway,
other thing that they announced, which I thought this was really cool, but this is on both Switch and PS4. They announced the fighting game.
Oh,
they
snap.
announced SNK Heroine, which is a tag team. It's a tag team fighting game based off of the SNK title female character.
Whoop.
So that's actually pretty dope. And that comes out, I don't know if they came out with a release date, but
I don't think they gave a date yet.
It's supposed to be this year. But
yep.
Is it? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, they're actually pretty good with dropping the games when they say they're gonna drop it. But
Nintendo know what they do.
Yeah, it's Nintendo. Of course they do.
That dude, you may trust in Nintendo.
I have 100% faith in.
I mean,
Nintendo,
has Nintendo let us down ever though?
Yes, like, with the Wii U. But anyway,
okay, well,
I
missed that one.
The Wii U was a heavy letdown, but
and Mario Sunshine. Let's not forget about that.
Whoa!
I like Mario Sunshine.
You just insulted a whole group of people.
How you not like Mario? You know what? That's a story for a different time.
Y'all get into that. I'm a grab
anyway. So it's a fighting game that they're coming out with, and honestly, it looks pretty damn good.
All right.
Granted, it is a definite waifu fighter game. The mechanics still look pretty good. So I'm actually hoping that they come out with like some sort of demo just so I can kind of test out the fighting system, and then I'll debate on it.
He said a waifu fighting game. You know what?
It really is, because every one of the characters
it's you know what? You know what? Y'all so funny. You guys are so funny, but I'd rather my man playing these kind of games instead of out in the world with entertaining other women. So,
which is why I say Nintendo know what they doing.
So it's like, okay, you give them virtual cheating opportunities. I mean, I still feel a little bit like, what? But okay, that's what they're doing. That's what y'all doing. Then, man, give me a game. No. They need to make a game for women gamers. That's fan service to the ladies. Like, I need a game. Like, I want shirtless video game character dudes with buff bods. Give me that game. Make it happen.
DOA 5.
Right.
But okay.
I'm just saying, it's out there. It's up there.
It's up there.
It's up there.
Let's not. That is 2017. Come on.
So the last game on this list is the one that I'm most. Actually, no. It's another one in here that I forgot to mention. They're actually coming out with a new Mario Tennis, which I'm actually happy about that, because if I understand how these Joy-Cons work, I believe we're going to do quite a bit of, well, if we can get away with it, if Nintendo won't be too upset with us, we're going to probably have quite a few highlight videos of playing some Mario.
Look, all you got to do, I'll tell you later what you got to do to get around that, okay? Anyway.
So, back to the last game that I was actually getting to. They are, for the Switch, and it's also on PS4 and Xbox and PC, they are finally releasing a remastered version of the original Dark Souls game.
Uh-oh.
Which I am 100% happy about it. I am super stoked. Because I don't think you ever played the original Dark Souls, did you, Yume?
I haven't. I started out with 2.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you did. See?
Yep.
Which, you know, with this fact,
is it more difficult?
Really need to. Yes.
You know it's bad when he has to stop and think about it.
Yes, the original Dark Souls is actually pretty difficult in comparison to the newer ones. 3 isn't as difficult as any of the other ones. Bloodborne is actually a little bit more difficult than 3 in my opinion. Actually, yeah, 3 is probably like the easiest one. And 3 isn't easy by any means, but it's the easiest one because in the original Dark Souls and Dark Souls 2 game, dodging took a lot of stamina. So it's like you had to pick and choose your dodges and when you wanted to guard. In Dark Souls 3, you could probably evade out of the way pretty quickly and be okay. So that'll be an adjustment going back to unless with the remaster they remaster it with the 3 fighting style, because if they do, that's gonna be pretty big. Like very, very good, but also like interesting. I'm just hoping that they come up with an excellent way of doing the multiplayer. Either doing it like they did 3s or at least Blood. One of the two, and I'll be happy.
Okay.
But totally want to play that. I might get it on both PS4 and Switch. You know, PS4 just to complete the collection because I do have Bloodborne, Dark Souls 3, Scholar of the First Sin, and then I'll have the first one as well. The only thing that would actually make the whole circle complete is if they came up with a revamp. Yes. And I would play that again in a heartbeat. That's what got me into the Souls game.
Just sounded like you went to float to Cloud 9 just now.
Like, you don't understand how much nostalgia and how good that game was. Like, it's probably terrible now when I think about it, but it's like it's what started the whole trend. And that game, oh my gosh,
I mean, you know, games like that have a special place in people's hearts.
Oh yeah, it has a very, very special place because it took half of it as I played it. So, anyway, yeah. So Nintendo dropped the Nintendo Direct, dropped a good amount of information about the games that they were coming out with. I'm excited for the games that they pretty much told us. Yeah, these are definitely coming out 2018. So, you know. Now, to the last question of this, we'll wrap up the stream. But this might actually be like a long talking point. And I'm debating on who I want to ask first. Since
This
you're the
is
special
scary.
guest, I'm going to ask you first, Photanima.
Oh, gosh.
So, it's 2018, right?
It is, isn't it?
I'm going to ask you a question. And, of course, without too much spoiler about what I'm going to ask you.
Uh-oh.
What was your
I'm not confident.
What was your top 3 games of 2017?
What?
Yeah, top 3.
What was my top 3? Yeah. I only bought one game.
Well, if you only have one, that's fine. But assuming you at least played 3 games in 2017. What were the 3 games you had the most fun with?
I'm sorry, I bought 2. Okay. Persona 5.
All right.
That's number 1, because that was the first game I bought in 2017.
Okay.
By the way, I platinumed that game. Anywho, that's a great game. And then, wait, was I supposed to elaborate or?
Yeah, just kind of elaborate without spoiling.
Right.
Just, why do you feel like that was like one of your best 3 or top 3 games?
Almost my only game. You know what? So I'm new, as you guys are the reason why I'm into Persona. Actually, you guys introduced me to it. You may introduce me to P4 first, of course. Everybody, that's their first game sometimes or whatever. Anywho, actually, I wasn't too hype about P5 until you may kept talking about it. Like he keeps talking about fighters, except I'm equally as hype about fighters, but he takes it to a hypeness beyond hype. See what I did there? Anyway. 9,000. You know what I mean? But I was going for a Super Saiyan 3 reference, but it's okay. Anywho, but when I finally got excited about P5, when I saw some gameplay, when I heard the music, I was like, wait a minute. Which is one of the best things about P5. That I got the whole soundtrack on my phone. Dude, I feel like my life's an anime every single time I play that soundtrack, and I love it.
It won Best Music Award. Anyway.
Why I just dab? Anyway. And I love the characters. Very, very much. I love the personas. I mean, the main persona. I mean, that's not a spoiler. Everybody knows Arson, but I just love his style, and I love the art. Okay. I'm not making complete sentences. I'm sorry, but it's just like that game is beautiful. Okay, didn't it win an award? Yes, it did. It won the best RPG of 2017. JRPG, and it deserved that freaking award. It is beautiful. The story was great. Oh my gosh, that story. If you have not beaten that game yet, you better hurry up and beat it before Fighters come out, and I'm looking at you.
Yeah.
She looking at you,
Crash is almost done.
Crash is almost done. I have been putting all of my time into playing.
Well, anyway, that's my number 1 game of 2017. Is just amazing. The second game, once again, you guys got me into this. You guys are the reason why I started playing games again, because I did not make time.
We put you up on the good stuff, man.
Because you know what?
Good.
So the guys got me into Final Fantasy 14. Specifically a World Reborn, right? Is that what it's called? A Realm Reborn. And then I was like, okay, this is, I get to make my own avatar. All right. Photanima Obscura. I don't remember the race though, but she's a cat lady. Anywho. And I went with the ninja class. I like ninjas. And I at first I hated the game so much. It was so boring. Yume was trying to teach me things. I said, no, you're not teaching me correctly. And then I went solo after like 3 weeks of putting the game down. And then I got into it by myself, and I was having fun. And I became a ninja, and shoot, next thing I know, I'm getting Heaven's Sword, and then I'm I'm right there at Stormblood, and I think I finished all that in what, 2 months, 3 months, maybe.
Yeah, the grind was real.
It was real, and I loved it. I had a lot of fun, and I felt emotionally invested. Like I felt like I was that, my avatar. I mean, I guess that's the point, but like I was going on adventures. I met with you guys in the world, and I'm like, let's go save some people. Let's go kill some sugar honey iced tea. I'm trying not to swear, and let's go, just be awesome and be the heroes of Eorzea like we are meant to be, and hang out with Ishtola and
Bastola.
you go stop. But Ian's my dude though, so that's Bay. Yeah, I love him. Yeah. Anywho, I don't have a third game because I went broke.
Yeah, you do.
Well,
Yeah, you do.
Oh, wait a minute. So I got a game for Christmas. Dragon Ball Fusions. If you don't know about Dragon Ball Fusions, it's an RPG game for the Nintendo DS. It's super fun, and it's like a fan service kind of game. And guess what you can do? You're not guessing.
What's that?
You can fuse. You can fuse.
I would have never guessed.
Right? Like, what the heck? You would think. Anyway, it's amazing. So you get to, once again, you make your own character, and you go. Look, it's this huge tournament that you're gonna be a part of. Don't ask me what's the tournament. How did it get there? I don't know. 2 people wanted to fight a big battle. They're in a tournament. Anywho, you're meeting all the original cast from Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, and Dragon Ball Super. What? And you get to go around. It's like Pokemon for Dragon Ball Z. Basically, you're going around, you fight people, you can recruit them or scout them or catch them, I call it, and they'll be a part of your team. And you get to fuse with these people. Like, I had my character fuse with Super Saiyan Future Trunks, and oh my gosh, she is strong. It's awesome. So it's a fun little cute game. I beat it in like a day. The main story, 2 days.
Damn.
I was going. Okay, I wanted this game for a very long time. It's super super fun, but I'm trying to capture Broly. And you can have him fuse with Goku, which is weird. Don't get me started on that. But it's like, why would they cooperate to fuse? Anywho, so yeah, it's awesome. And these fusions are permanent too. They're not the whole 30-minute rule thing. They're actual like permanent fuse characters. So I think that's really fun. It's really cool to see these different unique spins on characters, already made characters, and they made OC characters for the game as well. So that's kind of interesting. But like one different fusion, Gotenks has a EX fusion, which is a different look of Gotenks, and it's kind of cool. So that's just one thing I wanted to say. So you should just YouTube it if you don't want to play it yourself and see what the fusions look like. If you're just curious, go ahead and YouTube it. It's cool. But yeah, those are my 3 games. I probably had another game somewhere, but I don't remember. 2017 was like not. Yeah. Was not my year for games. But 2018 is gonna be better. Hopefully. Yeah. Already done. Thank you.
Alright, DC Black. Your turn, buddy.
So my top 3 would have to be dang, that's actually, it's not really that hard. Horizon. Horizon, just because, man, I'm not gonna spoil that story, but my goodness, that doggone story, it deserves an award in itself.
I agree.
The just how they display landscapes. I haven't played the DLC yet, but just how they display landscapes and even the enemies and the dialogue, like, man, it really is perfect story building to me. It's perfect character building, perfect story building. My next one has to be what we talked about earlier, Injustice 2, just because they greatly improved over the first one. Not only are they, pardon me?
I said I 100% agree with that too.
Yeah, like I would definitely say they greatly improved over how the characters look. Characters look a lot better. with the exception of one character, I kind of don't like how Batman looked. But as you add gear to him, the fact, well, here's what sold me on Injustice gear. I mean, Injustice, how they look. Dude, they sent out just, I'm gonna give you just like a real quick synopsis. Bro, they sent out a 3 gig, well, no, was it 3 or 5? I think it was a 5 gig update, right? So they didn't basically say what the update was. You go into the customized characters select, and you go to like Superman and Batman, bro. From DC, from Dark Knight's Metal, they gave them nth metal customization, bro. I've never wanted to play with Superman so much in my life.
Wow.
Like, and I hate Superman. I hate Superman with every fiber of my being. But at that moment, I looked, I was like, yeah. So we're gonna play with Superman for a while. I rarely put my credit card info to purchase like game stuff. But low key, when I saw the Anthem Metal, I looked at my debit card like, ooh, do I have some money on this boy to get some source crystals? So yeah, that's my second one. My third one. See, now here's where it gets a little dicey because there's like 3 games in mind, 3 games in mind that I have, but I'm gonna have to go with my third option for this. And hey, now hear me out when I say this.
That's how you know it's about to be bad.
It might be a little corny, it might be a little cheesy. However, it is a mobile game. It is Power Rangers Legacy Wars. Now, the reason I've just started lately. I don't think I've even shared this with you guys. I just started like within the last couple years, really starting to get into mobile gaming. Just because like they actually have a lot of good fighting games, mobile fighting. It's just it kills your battery. It will straight murder your battery. But Power Rangers Legacy Wars is honestly, you would think, oh, it's just some cheesy Power Rangers game. No, it takes a lot of strategy to play this game and to actually get a win streak. Because this game is probably one of the most difficult handheld games I've ever played. You have to there's only 3 classes of attacks, like strike, defense, and basically like your super. Well, you have to be very strategic because you only get like a 10 meter super bar, and most of your moves take at least 3 bars. If not 5. So in any given moment, if you got a character like the White Ranger, the White Mighty Morphin Power Ranger, and they have like each character has about like 7 moves that they can possibly do, and they only give you 3, 8 with the which includes a block feature. But if you do 2 5s, that's basically your whole bar, and that's all of your bars, and you gotta wait for that boy to charge up. In the meantime, while it's charging up, you can't block. You barely can dodge. So it's one of those things like if you hit your opponent, you better hit the win. Because if you don't, you getting toe up. And I've hit with like the Green Power Ranger, I've hit like a 10-hit combo and took out my opponent's health bar. So, and I think the highest win streak I have on this game so far, and there's different leagues too where you get to unlock certain characters. I will say I'm guilty of putting my card number into this game just because they had a Power Ranger that I actually really wanted. So they did. They did get me because it was like buy 2 get 1 free, and I was like,
that BOGO.
I was like, yes,
BOGO free phone, bro.
So yeah, like it's a very strategic game. My highest win streak is about 15. I'm trying to beat that now. They just released the red Power Ranger, the Red Ranger from Power Rangers in Space, as well as the Gold Ranger from
There's a
Power
Gold
Rangers.
Ranger?
Yes, a long time ago from Power Rangers when we was younger. Oh, and you can fight with the Megazords too,
Oh,
which
snap.
so freaking fun. But yeah, I would definitely recommend like a game, even if you don't like, download it to keep it. I say at least download it to play it and just to test it out. Because like I said, it's a really fun game, and I find myself even at work, like if I'm at work and we not, I'm walking somewhere, or if I'm waiting for something to start up at work, I'll just kick it on and just turn the sound off, and I'll be playing a fighting game essentially. But other than that, that's it. Those are my three. My honorable mentions would probably be WWE 2K18 and an old game that I just found, Marvel Heroes Omega.
Okay. All right, you man. You're up, buddy.
Man, 3 games of 2017.
Yep.
So I want to say my number 1 is it's obviously going to be Persona 5. For reasons that I don't really have to cover because Photanima already covered them. I just want to reiterate and say that it was a very stylish game. I loved the way it looked. I loved the character development. I love the battle system, the music, everything about it so much. It has high replayability. I spent a lot of hours into that game, so it was my top fave. It was my favorite, number 1 spot. As far as number 2, I would like to say number 2 would be, I want to say, a tie. Tie for second place would be, you know what? No, number 2 would be Breath of the Wild, Legend of Zelda. I enjoyed that game so much. I will go out and admit that I did not get to beat it, but I mean, I know how it ends. I know how it goes. I'm not spoiling anything, but once again, that's another game that looked beautiful. I just enjoyed the whole you're on your own aspect of that game. Like that game, Link, open your eyes, boom, there you is. You're by yourself. You figure it out. Do the rest. I loved it. I love that so much. I love the terrain. I love that the little things what mattered in that game. And it had a lot of challenges that I thought were pretty good. Like they weren't too easy, they weren't too difficult. You literally had to put your brain to the task to figure out how to get through some of those dungeons, and I was a huge fan of that. And my third pick. Now this is the tie. My third pick tie is a tie between the first one's going to be The Evil Within 2.
Okay.
Okay. I remember you telling me about it.
I super enjoyed that game. I liked the first one. The first one was good. I did not think that the second one was going to change so vastly in a great way. Like the game, it's like they took everything that I thought and made improvements on it. The gameplay was so much better. Moving around was so much better. The upgrade aspects of the game was phenomenal. The scare factors, like it really got me. Like it was some moments, I screamed like a little female. So
Pardon? You didn't sound like no girl at all. I don't know what the heck you sound like a cat dying or something.
Let's just say those moments were there. They didn't lose their touch. They knew what they were doing, and they improved on it. And the ending of that game was really good. I love how they ended it, and the characters actually had personality this round versus the first one. So yeah, good game. I'd recommend it. Play through it, watch it, whatever. Get involved with it. As far as what it tied with, I'm going to say Tekken 7.
Fair enough.
And it's more of a personal reason with me because I had spent a lot of time on that game. Basically, the story behind that is I really just got tired of Crash beating on me all the goddamn time. And I wanted to do, as they say, get good. So I did. And I put a lot of time in that game. I didn't even expect the platinum net, but I did. And Tekken will always have a special place in my heart. So, you know, I it's one fighting game that I really enjoyed. It was not a chore to play. It wasn't a chore to go through the story mode. It wasn't a chore to get the trophy. So that's why I really favored that game over anything else. So that's me.
Okay.
So I guess I'm up next.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna be a lot of repeats here. So I will say, Persona 5 is definitely one of mine. As you've already heard, Photanima and you may gush about the game. The only thing I will say to add to it, outside of the stylish flair, the amazing story, is it is definitely one of those games that will suck you in. Even if you put the game down, if you pick it back up, it'll suck you back in pretty quick. Of course, you know, I could always come up with like things that weren't so great about the game, but they so far don't compare about the greatness. No, there was a couple of things about the game.
No,
it's
I
like at that point you're just nitpicking.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Well, I wouldn't say nitpicking, but I would say that everything else so far outshadows the problems with the game that you won't even care. Like, you'll be like, I see, this is, but it's like, but I still want to play. And I think that that's definitely one of those things that make games like that great, is you'd find something, but the game is so good that you don't even care. You know, you're just like, this is great. This is what's making me happy. This is what's making me play this game. And a lot of games nowadays don't have that. Everybody can see the bad, and they focus so much on the bad. But this game is definitely one of those games that's like, okay, I could see a bad, but it's like, I don't care. Like, playing it makes you not care. So I feel like that's one of those things that this game pulled off, like, more than about any other game this year. My second is definitely going to be Tekken 7. Same as you, mate. This is like a game that's always held a special place with me. The Tekken series is one of the games I played a lot. I put a lot of time into it, though I wish I could put a little bit more time into it sometimes. But I always have fun playing. I can never think of a moment where I've played Tekken and I'm like, oh, this isn't fun. It's always been fun. It's always a game that I'll forever play, no matter how many they release. I'm gonna play it. Hands down, best fighter for me of the year. The only reason why I know it lost, as far as like other people preferred Injustice 2, is Injustice 2 had a great tutorial. Injustice 2 is a lot easier to get into if you've never played an Injustice game. And that would probably be the only problem that Tekken has had year after year, is that they don't know how to add tutorials for new players to jump in and understand a lot of the complicated factors that are within the fighting system of Tekken. You literally have to go and look up this stuff from like the dark parts of the internet just to find out how to do something that could have been easily simply taught in a story. But with that being said, if you know how to play Tekken, it's fun. If you don't know how to play Tekken, it's still fun. You can pick up a controller and feel like you are the best player in the world playing Tekken. Just feels good. Last game, I'm gonna have to go with Stormblood. Like, Stormblood, oh my gosh. Like, and this is funny because as you hear, everybody always rags on me about not finishing games and yada yada yada. I finished Stormblood, fuckers. I made sure to finish it, and that was amazing. It was amazing. So got to the end of that game. Definitely put in a lot of hours into it whenever I could. Even though the game did have some hang-ups when it first came out, where you couldn't get into content because it was way too many people playing at once.
Oh no, really?
Oh yeah, like good thing you got it when you did, because you missed the pain of trying to get through the story mode, but realizing you can't, because once you start it, you're pretty much stuck in a cutscene that you can't get past, and you get kicked out and you gotta wait in like hour-long queues just to get back to fail again. It was a mess that they came up with, but once all that stuff cleared, the game was amazing. The story was amazing. The characters are amazing. The villains were amazing. It very, very much expanded on your character from the previous iteration of the game. And then they still just continue to release good content for the game. So if you ever was thinking about a paid online MMO to play, I couldn't tell you to play any other game. So those are my top 3 for sure of 2017. There was some honorable mentions, and I'll go ahead and tell you what those are. Odyssey and Breath of the Wild were definitely honorable mentions. Like, Odyssey was fun. And maybe I'll do another podcast about these in particular, but there were some things about Odyssey and Breath of the Wild that just kind of made it so that they didn't make it to the list. Amazing game. Love the game. I played Odyssey quite a bit, and I played Breath of the Wild for a long period of time when it first came out, and then I picked it up later and played it quite a bit too. And I always still have fun with it every time I pick the game up. The other game, which is one that I'm still kind of playing through, I kind of put it a little bit on the backseat just so I can make sure to finish up Persona 5, like finish the end part of the story. Horizon Zero Dawn. That game, I will say, after actually playing the story mode, it shocked me. And this was something that I wanted to bring up a while ago. In one of the previous podcasts, I brought up the fact that Breath of the Wild just kind of did what Odyssey did, or what Horizon did a lot better. I kind of retract that statement now. And it's not necessarily because...
What?
Yeah, I know, right? I retract the statement. Not because it's like, oh yeah, I was wrong about it. But where Breath of the Wild has aspects that beat out the way Horizon works, what Horizon brings to the table is exactly what's missing from Breath of the Wild. Like, I could literally go into another podcast. Like, if you guys want, I can go into a podcast about the major ports about that, where everything that I say Breath of the Wild missed, Horizon capitalized on it and expanded it and made it so much better. So, if you're thinking about the gameplay of Breath of the Wild, then it's like, yeah, a lot of the things that you could do in Breath of the Wild were great, but when you compare it to some of those things that I've gotten into in Horizon, I see why these were up against each other for like gaming for sure now.
Oh, okay, that would be an interesting podcast to have.
Yeah, we'll talk about it in the next couple weeks, and we'll probably put one up just so I can explain those two in general. But the last honorable mention on my list was Divinity 2. Honestly, I love Persona 5. And I'm actually 100% happy that they won RPG of the Year. But I kind of feel like it robbed Divinity 2. As an RPG, just as the title says on its own, Divinity is a better RPG. But Persona 5 is much better in production as a whole package. So, I don't know. It's one of those things where I'm kind of sad that it's only on PC, because a lot of other gamers who don't own PCs won't be able to play it. But the co-op, the story, I haven't gotten too far into the story, but the story is basically very well placed. The fact that they even have a game master mode where you can come up with stories and have your friends play through it as you're just tossing stuff at them in the game and situations. That's absolutely amazing. That pretty much brings back tabletop gaming Dungeon and Dragon level gaming to an actual video game platform, and I think that it is heavily overlooked. But definitely, it's an honor. So, but yeah, that's all I got. Anybody got any last comments before we go ahead and wrap this up?
I'm good. I had something, but I think I forgot it. So,
all right.
Yeah, it's not coming to me.
Well, I mean, just bringing it back out. Fighterz, it's coming up. The baby's coming up. We'll be playing it for sure. And honestly, depending on what I can pull off with this, I actually kind of want to do this, so I'm issuing this to you guys as well. When I stream it, I'm actually gonna try to play as many people as possible. So if you'd like to be featured in the stream, in a couple of just basically 1-on-1 matches or 3-on-3, depending on how you look at it, we'll definitely what's that beeping noise?
Car.
Oh, someone's outside. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, I'm definitely trying to make it so we can actually get some pretty cool matches in to kind of showcase what we know from the beta. And I actually want to issue this out to anybody actually listening to. So when I start the stream up, if you haven't already, please go like the Facebook page, which the description will be in the link below in the description area. Definitely the Twitch will also be down there too, so make sure you check that out. But yeah, I actually want to play as many people as possible, just to kind of, interact with you guys a little bit more and interact with my team here at Save Point as well. So
we're gonna have another Xenoverse situation.
I see it happening. I definitely see it happening.
Those were fun times. I think I got some video of that.
So, also, something that I want to point out, which is good that you're here, Photanima, because I just want to bring this up.
Me.
Before Fighterz comes out, like the week before, I kind of want to do a Xenoverse 2 send-off. Everybody that played Xenoverse 2 before, we kind of get a little bit into the playing, and we're going to do some matches. And I want to.
Oh man! So that means I gotta learn how to play all over again.
I'm down.
We all gotta learn how to play all over again.
Wait, here's the thing: we cannot touch the game until we're doing. As soon as we do it, that's the first time that we touch the game. Deal? Like no.
Oh, that's a deal. No practice. Okay. No practice.
We go in there with no recollection of how the controls work. Yeah. And then after we finish, we all break the game disc. No, I'm kidding. But
well, mine is digital, so I can't.
Well, no, delete it. No, I'm just kidding.
So
but, yeah.
I could agree with that. I could agree with that. Which, for some of the other guys that I know that we play with, I'm probably not going to tell them because I feel like they're going to go ahead and break their rule.
They would totally, because they pay and tell me like that. Like, I love you guys if you're listening, but you know who you are.
But yeah,
don't say no name.
But yeah, that's pretty much it for this podcast. So, thanks for listening. Definitely be waiting for the next podcast that we'll have, which will strictly be about our thoughts after the Dragon Ball Fighterz.
Oh yes, that episode.
And we also got a couple other things we want to. We also got a couple other things we want y'all to support. For all you wrestling fans out there, we will have another special guest.
Oh, absolutely, we will.
About the Royal Rumble.
Yep. So
and we also have one more that we will be doing for all of you guys that are also avid comic book readers. We will be talking about a very, very popular event going on right now in DC called DC Metal.
So yeah, definitely a lot of content we're planning to come up with within the next couple weeks. So please like that Facebook page, because all of that information is going to come out there. You're going to know when it's going to happen, and we'll be here. and we hope you'll be.
And subscribe to the YouTube page.
Definitely, because that's where a lot of the extra matches for fighters is gonna be if you missed the stream. So
that way, you know the way.
Oh no!
Oh my gosh. We can only tell them that we can only tell them the way if they want to know the way.
Why didn't I see that coming? Anyway, thanks for having me, guys.
No prob, and thanks for showing up.
Mm-hmm.
Peace.
Peace.
Where is it? Wait, there it is.
You didn't do the actual sign off. That's what I was waiting on.
Well, I was going for it, but you know. But we got the whoa. I'm sorry. I'll give you a proper send off really quick.
Okay, there we go.
I got you. So, once again, take it. Go ahead, DC Black. You can start us off.
All right, we are out of here. Peace.
Later.